Nelson Mary in Jefferson City. And when the schools were integrated, she was sent to Jefferson Elementary as a full-time librarian. She was the first black teacher to be placed on the county's integrated schools, and she stayed there 16 years. It goes on to say she just wants to travel. Now that she's retiring, she wants to just travel around and visit friends. So this is another part of the story. She was a lifetime educator, and after integration, she got a job as a librarian. But more often than not, what happened when the schools integrated, most black teachers lost their jobs in this area. So most black teachers weren't kept in employment, so they would either have to leave or go or do something else. Miss Ingram was one special case, right? All right, we're going to kick over to Pineville a little bit. These are some newspaper clippings I found about Pine Hill. Judson Hill Jr. Passed through Pineville Sunday with some of the prettiest girls we ever saw. Wish we could have called back a few years. The colored brethren of our village had an ice cream supper Friday night, ostensibly for the purpose of raising money for the church and Sunday school. Gus Tate was the central figure. Oops. So this is where the Pineville school, Little Pineville Church was at. If I had to guess, I would say this is probably close to 25E, or yeah, somewhere in here. 25E is like right in here somewhere. You can see there was a racetrack and a fairgrounds, which is cool. So in 1935, we begin to see black folks settling, around the 1930s, really settling in what would be Pineville community. And in 1936, you see the mention of a Pineville school. You can see that N denotes that it was a black school. That 1 in the center, it's a one-room schoolhouse. And then underneath that 1 through 8, they taught classes 1 through 8 in Pineville. 3 years later, they would build a new Pineville school. This one was a 2-teacher school and had 48 students in 2 classrooms. Henry Gladson Cardwell taught grades 1 through 3, and the principal, Axie Allen Johnson, taught grades 4 through 8. I think that guy, the white fella, I think that's the school superintendent of Hamblen County. And there's another picture. Which is kind of cool. It's funny because, it's not funny, it's just, I think it's neat because a lot of these photographs, some of these photographs came from my cousin Willie V. Irvin, who used to be a teacher for years and years in Hamblen County. And she's got so many pictures of well-dressed students, but also see these 2 guys over here in their overalls? There's so many little farm kids in these pictures. I think it's funny. And they're always the ones furthest away from the building in the photographs for whatever reason. But in 1954, Pineville was replaced. Pineville School was replaced by Miller Boyd School, which is up on the hill now. In 1954, what else happened in 1954? Brown versus Board of Education, which said the Supreme Court said that you have to desegregate schools, right? Separate but equal was inherently unequal. Well, in Hamblen County, they started building new brick schools. So they built Pineville School. They built Miller Boyd. They built West High School. So they started building these new brick black schools after the Supreme Court said you had to desegregate. And the schools here didn't desegregate until 69? Something like that. So just to put some of this stuff into context. Here's some cool pictures from Willie V. of Miller Boyd School. These well-dressed young people.
She was principal up there at one time, wasn't she?
She was principal, yeah. And she wasn't any kind of joke. She was known to, she could handle those farm boys and their parents as well.
Evelyn's going to fill in the blanks for you.
Yeah, exactly. So,
But she's such a well-respected woman in Morristown. Everybody who knew her thought so much of her and just really gave her high praise. And she was such an example of everything, whenever, wherever you saw her. She was dressed to the max, just always perfectly attired. And just had an overwhelming amount of respect in the community. And she was first lady here at one time.
And
Yeah.
I saw a motto that she had, is like, whatever you do, do your best. Very, very well respected.
Why did they change the name to the middle boy? Even though it's built a new school, why did they keep it Pine?
He's a black man too.
He was an educator in Hamblen County.
Oh,
Yeah, that helped establish Morristown College High School. Yeah.
Was he the first president of Morristown College too?
Yes, he was. Yeah, he was the first president of Morristown College. That's correct. They had a brand new cafeteria. Y'all know this lady?
Oh, what about her? She's still living.
She's still living, over 100 years old.
Yes, she is.
wow.
Yes.
Miss Rooker Bice, her family came over from Mars Hill, North Carolina, but she's been here for most of her life, the majority of her life, Miss Bice. And I interviewed her, but she told me about this in regards to Miller Boyd School being built. She had written this to the editorial board of the Morristown Sun newspaper. She says about Miller Boyd School, it was a big step from the old weather-beaten church on the hill to the little white school in the valley. So that confirms what we saw on the maps. There was this church first, and then there was this other school that happened. And so her narrative is confirming what we already have seen on the maps, right? To the little white school in the valley, but so much greater is the jump to the beautiful red brick school on the hill. I think we should be thankful also towards our former teachers, Miss Bonnie Lebo, Mr. A.A. Johnson, Mr. Henry Cardwell, Miss Teresa Chestnut, and others who taught us not to give up, who with poor facilities fought cold and unthankfulness of the community to help lay the foundation on which we have taken this great jump. Yes, we have come a long way with the help of God. May God bless you and the whole school. So she went to Pineville, and so she knew the struggles of Pineville School, and so when she saw Miller Boyd School, she had to write this letter. I don't have much more. This is finally, I want to kick back to Miss Willie V. Irvin. Her career also survived desegregation, and this is her at Whitesburg High School, Whitesburg School, and that's her on the right. And so she was able to remain a teacher after desegregation, which I think was really important. These are the websites, blackandappalachia.org. You can find everything that we do, we put out for free. Our community history database is blackandappalachia.omeka.net, as if it didn't need to be long enough. We're on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. We also have a new and used bookstore out in Whitesburg, 113 Books, because we're on Highway 113, on Facebook and Instagram there. The bookstore isn't open every day because sometimes we have to go out in the world and do stuff, but if you check the Instagram, you can see when we're open, or the Facebook as well. So I'm going to kick, and if you want to email me, you can email me there. But I'll kick that back and you guys can. That's all I got. If y'all have any questions or comments, let me know.
I noticed on your map of Pineville, down in the corner there was a CCC camp.
Yeah.
Do you know where that was exactly, and were black residents included in the CCC?
I don't know. That was a surprise to me as well. The Civilian Conservation Corps here.
Yeah, my dad was in Virginia, and I mean, there's a whole museum there of what they did, like the Skyline Drive and Oklahoma State Park and all the stuff they built, but I had not realized there was one here.
Yeah, I hadn't either until I saw it on this map. So any
Look close to it.
So any of you nerds, you want to get on the CCC camp, figure it out for us. So the railroad, you can see where the railroad hasn't changed The railroad still goes the same, right? And so we got Pineville here. So we just have to do some math and figure out like where does the railroad turn at? By the liquor store. So, yeah. So this is something I want to let y'all know about if you don't already know about this tool. It's called the USGS Historic Topo Map. And you can click, it's free, and you go online and you can click on it. I can write it down if you want me to. You can click on it, on a place on the map, and look through the map through time. And so that's how I was able to pull this up from 1935. And it's anywhere in the country. You can click on it and pull up a map from, back when. So it's really useful for trying to find places that don't exist anymore. Cemeteries, churches, schools and churches are often marked. I highly recommend that as a tool as
Is
well.
it USGS or USGIS?
USGS, United States Geological Survey, USGS historic topo map. So you Google that, you should be able to find it. Well, that's it. I don't know where Dakota's at. He ain't come.
He could be here. I think he's coming from work.
Oh,
Because
okay.
he needed the later slots.
Okay.
With his,
Well, also, and I'm a little short, so.
Very good. Questions? Anybody have any more
I
questions?
Googled that CCC camp by number, and
Ah.
it came up that it was in Morristown.
Oh, the number is helpful.
Yeah, there's a number on